And you got Championship Tour surfing. So it's a full experience. You get to see all of the bright future as well as the established pros.
Yeah, we've got a lot of Championship Tour surfers in the men's division coming down to compete here. QS 10,000 action. And we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. And look at this heat right here, stacked with CT talent. All four of these surfers have had experience on the World Championship Tour. You're watching right now Caio Ibelli, and he's going to be going up against Connor, Coffin, Jadson, Andre, Dusty Payne.
Good to see Dusty back, right? You know, he would have done that in Surfing America, so it's good to have him back in the jersey.
Quick look for Caio. Pete, the waves are still here.
Still here.
Surfline was spot on. They said we had that big pulse at the beginning of the week, the peak of the swell, but now we're getting the reinforcements. And here you see Jadson Andre looking for a quick start. Takes the speed line, goes to the air. Nice. 360 reverses out of that. So that's just bread and butter for Jadson Andre. He's been doing that same air the better part of the last decade.
You know, he almost moved away from it, and I'm glad that it's back.
Yeah.
You know, he starting on that south end of the beach, and this wave's going to peel super fast, so he had to keep that pedal to the metal, which he does, and here's that clean revert out. Look how easily he rotates out of that, feet right back into the spot.
Dusty Payne, quick up and down. So, yeah, like you had mentioned, Pete, Dusty coming off
which is not easy to do, right? Sometimes it takes a couple years, 3 years, whereas with Connor and with Caio, they were able to make it happen. Here's Jadson.
Jadson speeding down the line. Kind of a banking turn right off that foam there. Now he's weaving back into the whitewater. Frenetic energy, always for Jadson, a huge backside hook.
For to really be truly given the extra points.
You got to make
right
it
there.
pretty obvious.
Yes. And it didn't happen for him. As we watch the replay here again, a little more to the south end. So he's changed it up. We saw most everyone surfing next to the pier ball, but Jadson's moving around, kind of expanding his lineup. But I like this wave because it was able to stay open. You know, it never really had that just whitewash. It was always moving back and forth. He utilized going left, going right, coming back left.
Here we go. Connor Coffin on his backhand. Up into the lip, high-speed float, trying to get around this big section. Does not exits that wave. So Connor, and the visuals you kind of conjure up when you think of Connor Coffin surfing is big forehand wraps, but it's nice to see Connor unleashing on his backhand. Right behind him, Dusty Payne now. A series of maneuvers. We'll see if Dusty has the opportunity to make the connection here. Hugging the pier, and he does not.
Payne, great surfer himself, master of Honolulu Bay. As we look at the two snaps on the outside section there for Dusty, realizing, you know, we got to commit to that inside section, but
the vertical snaps. And here we go, Connor Coffin sitting on a 3.33. Smaller wave here, and he gets out of that one. So, all right, 19 minutes, 25 seconds to go. TP coming through the lineup here. We got a split peak. Dusty Payne going left. Oh, I'm sorry, Caio Ibelli going left. Goes up, rock and roll float. Can't come down with it. And here goes Jadson Andre. And Jadson, his third wave. He is looking sparky through this inside section. Goes up in the lip, big snap. Gets some air between his fins and the water as Dusty Payne put in some work on the outside. He'll try to make this connection. He's got some momentum over the flat spot. He will get the inside section. Oh, it was kind of a mess right there next to the pier.
I mean, that is a long time. As we watch the replay here, beautiful trajectory down the line. Jumped up on the lip, gets 3 turns on the outside, and that's always a positive. You get 3 maneuvers on the outside section. You know, even though he had the fall on the inside here, would love to see him complete it. I think there's going to be probably his best wave so far.
You know, I like that he didn't make it look forced either. Sometimes you see somebody try to do too many turns, it just looks bad. Dusty made it look good.
Absolutely, and here Jadson on the little pier ball right. You know, with the swell the way it has been, these pier ball rides are fewer and far between, but they're good waves. So if you can find them, you'll see surfers, they'll make sure that they get there and do it. And you see towards the pier here, gets the left and connects with that inside section. And here he is running the beach.
This is an interesting strategy. We haven't seen many surfers take this approach. Everyone's basically been paddling out straight under the pier. Jadson, on the other hand, running way up 300 yards or so up the beach to kind of use the current to get himself back into position in the ratings. We're going to see that on the QS ratings after this event. And Jadson, again, his kid is back on the escalator, riding every wave he can find.
Well, and I think that you look at a strategy here for HB, especially with the conditions today, ride waves, ride lots of them, do as many maneuvers as you can, and that's what he's doing. And we head into one-on-one competition after that.
Dusty now. So as it stands, Jadson Andre and Dusty Payne, 1 and 2. Caio needing a 6.96, Connor Coffin needing a 6.53. They gotta get busy, 11 minutes, 45 seconds to go, and every other wave is being ridden by Jadson Andre as Dusty finishes nicely. Get up. I'm calling it a make.
He's gonna maybe do that, but it's just gonna be
That's
like
where he goes so weightless and look at the judges like, I got it.
I got it. Or he thumbs up it.
Yeah, we're good.
So a beautiful snap there. He would have loved to have gotten back up there for maneuver number 2. But I like his strategy. He's got that pier bowl. He's going to stick to it. You know, he's got Jadson and Caio and Connor off away, giving him kind of free rein to that pier bowl. And then, yeah, it's so important to pull that move off. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to give it to him. I mean, I'd love to, but at this point, you got to pull it clean.
Yeah, you have to really make it obvious to the judges that you're in complete control. Excellent score on a big power turn. And here we go, if anyone can do it, Connor Coffin can. Big backside snap, releasing the tail. And he goes down.
We watch this set, yeah, another one.
Mid-sizer, and there's Jadson again. He's on his 8th wave here. Staying super busy.
We got a ski right next to him. Nice driving there.
And potentially Dusty Payne could have broken his board. That's why that ski might be right there on that inside section. Up the back, Caio Ibelli, who's been relatively quiet throughout this heat. There's a big drifting tail slide, but just a little off that whole wave. And some just kind of a little glitchy as he goes down the line. We'll see if he can get a big finish here. I like the first turn, and he agrees with my sentiment right there. You saw him a little frustrated.
Right, he usually is always on point. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Right there, gets a little bit of squirreliness to it. He drifted, probably wasn't expecting that, and then made him late to that second maneuver, and then no connection. You know, he was giving it his all, but wasn't enough speed and planing to get through. So just the maneuvers for the outside for him, and then Jadson, some foam on the face. That was a bigger set wave. It was a bigger set. Those 2 waves had broken before it, so it's really tough to kind of engage your rail in that foamy water. But he did well here, and he's right now in the lead, trying to improve on that 4.8, which he has done.
5.57 for Jadson's last wave. Right, he's kind of proving the theory here. Ride anything. Look at, and he's going to pull the trigger. Connor Coffin now on his backhand, goes vertical, blasts the tail, goes down. What is going on with Connor Coffin?
Look at, you can see the frustration. He's just going, what is happening here?
Well, I don't think he had a real look at that one, so Connor Coffin reaps the rewards of Jadson not going. Now Connor completing his maneuver. Backside tail whip. He's not going to play the Huntington hop game.
Well, you know why, though? I think it's smart, because he knows he needs 2 waves.
Jadson again, looking for the ramp, gets it, gets the grab. 360 reverts right out of that, no problem. Jadson's been doing those since he was 8 years old, and he's brought him back.
Well, they've got a great profile piece of him on the WSL website, worldsurfleague.com profiles. Check it out. It actually shows. I mean, he's got a pretty cool upbringing. Straight air, you know, and not having that rotation. You see, he gets the grab front side, stabilizes it. You know, what is the difference with that one? He held on pretty long. He actually landed holding his rail, so that would be less difficult.
That for sure,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, and see if the judges reflect that in the score. I mean, it did go into. No, we haven't seen the score yet. But again, look at the flat spin. So he gets there, gets the grab, but when you release it at that point, but he holds on pretty long. So again, if you're going to look at a more difficult air, you would release that grab.
Cracked a fin or something because his dad was waiting on the beach with his backup board.
But they never traded out, right?
Yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, that is the same board that
he went out on.
Huh. All he's got to do is win this heat, and then we can have Caio Guerrero talking to him on the beach.
Well, it's over.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. Jadson Andre takes the win, and as it stands now, Dusty Payne advances through.